Good afternoon. I'm calling this meeting to order. This is the Board of County Commissioners meeting. It is Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. It is 2 p.m. I'm Carolina Mejia. I'm the chair of the board. Vice Chair Ty Menser is excused for this meeting as he is representing us in DC for Puget Sound Day on the Hill. And to my left is Commissioner Gary Edwards. Also in the boardroom, we have County Manager Ramiro Chavez, Assistant County Manager Robin Campbell, and Assistant County Manager Rob Gelder, as well as our Clerk of the Board, Jamie Caldwell. We'll start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Commissioner Edwards.
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you want me to do these ties?
You can do that if you want.
And then on behalf of Vice Chair Menser, I will do the land acknowledgement. We would also like to start today with a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge and thank the Indigenous Salish peoples whose elders and ancestors have lived on and cared for the land and waterways of this county since time immemorial, and who still inhabit the area today, specifically the Squaxin Island, Nisqually, and Chehalis people, our sovereign tribal partners. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. The purpose of this acknowledgement is to disrupt ongoing erasure of injustices done and to remember history as a stepping stone towards healing. We will move on to the approval of the Tuesday, May 9th, 2023 agenda. Is there a motion?
Yes, ma'am. I would move to approve the agenda for Tuesday, May 9th, 2023.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Edwards?
Aye.
Commissioner Menser is excused. Commissioner Mejia?
Aye. Okay, our agenda is now approved, and we have a presentation today, and it's Public Service Recognition Week proclamation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And what a joy to see this room full of these wonderful county employees. And if you see the makeup of this representation this afternoon, it really represents the many services that each one of you provide on a daily basis to our residents. I just want to say thank you very much for uncanny public service that you provide to our residents day in, day out. I believe we are valued by the contributions that you do on a daily basis. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you. I see the sheriff is here. I'm not sure if he would like to provide a couple of words. I you never skip a moment to speak, so please.
And you know about the KISS deal, don't you, Sheriff?
The what?
You know, the KISS?
No.
The KISS thing, keep it short, Sheriff.
I can do that.
I think you had a word.
I thought you were going a different direction.
Yeah. I thought I heard you wrong, but I didn't.
I thought some folks might misinterpret that. Okay.
Well, good afternoon. I'll just say that the people inside this room here are a huge reason as to why there is not chaos in our community, from public works to our medics and ambulance drivers, to law enforcement, to corrections. I mean, it sounds really cliche, but we are really the fabric that holds a lot of this stuff together. It's not fun going to the grocery store if you know you don't have those essential services available. And I just wanted to say how much I enjoy working with each and every one of you, whether it's providing some traffic enforcement for public works. You guys give us some pretty good roads to drive on, keeping our infrastructure alive. I've relied on the medics a few times now, so thank you for that. And obviously my own department and how hard I know all of us work. County work is a little bit different. It's a little bit different than the cities. We do things a little bit differently. And I think that there's a little bit of a chip on our shoulder with how we conduct ourselves. So thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Public Works. Then we'll emergency services.
Good afternoon, Karen Weiss, Assistant Director at Public Works. I just echo the sheriff in that this is an amazing group of people. We are every day coming to work to deliver services to the community. Public Works is represented by people that keep the water and sewer going for the community. We have infrastructure. We have people who collect our solid waste for Thurston County. And just, I am personally so privileged to work for Public Works and for our board and for the commissioners. And I just really am excited by all the teamwork and service that's represented here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I appreciate the recognition this week for all of our providers. I'm lucky to be able to work with a workforce that's compassionate about all of their.
And you are?
Oh. Good afternoon. Ben Miller-Todd, Director of Emergency Services for Thurston County. I'm very excited to be able to present and acknowledge this week. This week in both EMS Week, the 21st through the 27th, all of our compassionate providers throughout the community. We have 12 different fire communities throughout our county. As a collective, we respond to a variety of incidences on a daily basis. The 43,000 calls that we're projected to run this year will be supported through these 14 total agencies, 12 public and 2 private, as well as taken to our surrounding county hospital infrastructure. It's really important to acknowledge everybody that's involved in these aspects and the 650 providers that supply those resources to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe we'll have district court. Probation.
Thank you. Raul Salazar, District Court Probation Manager. I'll keep this short. I just wanted to thank everybody. We feel very fortunate to work for such a great county. And as a manager, I manage a wonderful, amazing probation team. And we've had kind of a rough year with some staffing issues, but we've been plugging away and doing all the work that we're supposed to do and serving our community. So thank you very much.
Before I get to our HR director, I have Carrie Hennon on Zoom screen. She's serving as the interim pretrial services director.
Thank you, County Manager. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Yes, Carrie Hennon, Interim Director of Pretrial Services. Again, just echoing what all my colleagues in different offices and departments have said, we appreciate the recognition this week. A great team here in Pretrial Services, a small but mighty department of I think 11 people total, 10 right now, providing services to people involved in our pretrial justice system, providing information to the courts and partners, and working hard early in the morning and all day long to make sure that happens each and every day. And can't say enough about how adaptable, flexible, and committed that team has been. And thank you for acknowledging their good work. Thanks.
Maria.
Good afternoon. I'm Maria Ponte, the HR Director. I'm really excited to be here today and see actual faces. It's been so long since we've been able to come together as a team. And so I'm here today to ask you to proclaim May 8th through May 12th Public Service Recognition Week to honor our employees. A little history about Public Service Recognition Week. It began in 1985. And the first week of May has been designated as such, and it's recognized throughout the United States. And it's basically to honor all that serve, provide us with everything said today, safety, safe roads, just coming to us when we need the help the most. I'm really excited because we're also celebrating a lot of longevity. We have one employee that hit 40 years. 2 employees that are celebrating their 35th year and 6 30 years. We're also excited because we're offering Spirit Week this week. We're offering ice cream in July, which was a really hit last year, big hit. And so I won't take too long, but I'm really proud to serve the outstanding workforce that we have. And I think you will agree that we get the pleasure of witnessing firsthand the remarkable contributions and achievements that our employees make.
Thank you. Do you want to say a couple words?
You know, you mentioned this was first recognized in 1985, I guess it was. But it's been going, the public service has been going on for a long time.
Absolutely.
Actually, some of those folks you mentioned, I probably hired.
One or two of them.
Anyway, you know, the unique thing, a lot's been said and rightfully so, but just think about all you folks came to work while everybody else stayed home during that COVID. So here you were working through thick and thin, whether it's storms or sickness or whatever. So you're surely deserving in this recognition. It's a very small thank you from the community to what you folks have been doing all along. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, during my term as a commissioner, I've had the privilege to go on several ride-alongs. The Sheriff's Office, Medic One. I've gone to tours of the Public Works operations, SWAC, you know, different machinery that you operate, stormwater, and also being a past public employee myself, I know that you don't get the recognition that you really truly deserve. Most of you are really putting your lives on the line. Others of you are putting your health on the line. And it is truly remarkable what you really do for public service. You know, as commissioners, it's very rare that we hear when, you know, you do something amazing, but we know that you're doing something amazing every day. Because every day that we don't hear any complaint, it's a good day, and you are truly doing it out there. I mean, when people are able to flush their toilets, or there's not a pothole on the street, or they're able to come in and get their passport, or just whatever the array of, you know, county business that the people come in and do, you're there, and I'm just really thankful for choosing public service. So I'm ready for a proclamation, sir.
Yes,
You
ma'am. Whereas Public Service Recognition Week is a time to honor the contributions of public employees at every level of government. And whereas Thurston County residents are impacted every single day by public employees in the areas such as public health, law enforcement, corrections, firefighters, public works, emergency services, pretrial services, and probation, who serve in many valuable ways, helping to make life better and striving to meet the challenging needs of a diverse population in a rapidly changing environment. And whereas public health action, together with scientific and technological advances, has played a major role in reducing and in some cases eliminating the spread of infectious diseases and in establishing today's disease surveillance and control systems. And whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Thurston County Sheriff's Office and the police departments of the cities of Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, Yelm, Rainier, and Tenino. And whereas correctional officers teach, train, mentor, counsel, and provide incarcerated individuals with direction, hope, and new focus while assisting with re-entry and in life outside of corrections. And whereas the services of firefighters are among the first to be sought in other emergency situations, whether to rescue a stranded child or give aid and comfort to victims of a flood, hurricane, or other disaster, the American fireman stands ready to serve his community night and day. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of a vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the health, safety, and quality of life of the people of Thurston County. And whereas emergency medical services is a vital public service that provides life-saving and supporting care to the citizens of Thurston County 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas pretrial services and probation staff provide screening, information, and community supervision designed to enhance public safety while simultaneously maximizing court appearance and pretrial release. And whereas without these public servants at every level, continuity would be impossible in a democracy that regularly, I say regularly, changes its leaders and elected officials. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Thurston County Commissioners hereby proclaims May 7th to May 13th, 2023 as Public Service Recognition Week and encourages all citizens to recognize the accomplishments and contributions of government employees at all levels, federal, state, county, and city. Thank you very much, your Board of County Commissioners.
Thank you.
Let's give it a shot for a group picture. Please come to the front.
See if you can manage
Yeah,
that.
let's come to the front, all of you, please.
Maybe we ought to have some people come back here. Some of the shorter folks. Some of the shorter folks.
Some of the shorter folks.
Years? 24. 24. You're an old timer one day. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Okay.
Sorry, but you guys all need to come up too.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah, use the second.
This makes more sense. We're on the back up here.
Yeah.
There you go.
We got it.
We got your back.
You're not gonna be able to see from even there. You better go.
I will step on a chair.
You're gonna have to get up on a chair.
You should come closer.
Yeah.
Do this.
Oh, there is a gap.
Vaughn, get the bunny ears down from behind the sheriff's head.
Put the chair higher.
I'm trying to help.
You want to put the chair up higher?
You can't see me.
Stand on the table.
Do that panorama.
I have the heels on.
You better put your hat on. We'll be.
Put your hat.
I have to get on the.
They can't miss you. Yeah.
Katie.
You have to come too. No.
There's enough here to choose.
Sure are a lot of public servants in the back over there.
Which camera?
Take the rest of the day off now.
From the commissioner. Thank you. How are you?
Never even so far, there's two of us doing it.
Yeah.
So is there a new Thurston County building on Lily Road also?
Quick, simple fix.
Current public.
Not yet,
Building
not
a
yet.
water-
Sheriff,
I just started.
Sheriff, did that surprise you?
Yeah,
I thought that'd be fun too.
you got me. You got me.
My last
Thought I heard something.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then I was like, yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Good to see you, Commissioner.
What were you gonna say?
Karen works in public works and she's awesome.
Oh, gosh,
And it just,
keeps getting worse.
We're still recording.
Yeah, of like the different departments.
Commissioner?
Oh, I guess I gotta get back over here.
We're still recording, please.
Okay.
Very
I know.
good.
So that will conclude our presentation for today. Next is an opportunity for the public to address the board. The Board of Thurston County Commissioners welcomes comments from the public. However, there are some guidelines governing such comments to ensure they are appropriate and do not take advantage of the fact that most meetings are televised. The general speaking guidelines are as follows. Please introduce yourself, including the address or site in the county. Please address the board, not the audience or staff. Please silence your cell phones for those members here in the boardroom. Speakers are limited to a total of 4 minutes to address the board. Meeting attendees cannot donate their speaking time to another person. No comments that are lewd and offensive, inflammatory, hateful, defamatory, or discriminatory in nature. Please be respectful. No outbursts of any kind. No comments that are commercial in nature, such as promotion of a for-profit business, and all materials provided to the county may be considered public records, subject to public release upon request pursuant to the Public Records Act, Chapter 4256 of the RCW. No remarks about pending land use permits or similar matters that could eventually come before the board on appeal. Thank you for your cooperation. I will go through people who have signed up on the sign-up sheet, and then I will ask if any other member would like to provide public testimony who's here in the boardroom, and then we will move on to Zoom, and the county manager will call names for people joining us via Zoom. First person on the list on the sign-up sheet is Terry Ballard.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Terry Ballard, and I live in Tanglewild, unincorporated Thurston County. I wish you put some seriousness to School Street in Thurston County, in Tanglewild. It's used by children to get to Liddy Hawk School. I'm on to the third vehicle that's been abandoned there, and the kids have to walk around it. You decided to put a bike lane in here to get rid of the homeless, but you don't want to put a bike lane on that street for children to use to get to Liddy Hawk School. That I found that out as outrageous. It seems that we're not up to the rural area in the new apartment complex, but the other apartment complex that sits in front of that is in the rural area, and we should have a sidewalk in there, but we don't. I'm here for the Lake District. I'm getting hit up on Lake Districts and different things, and you might know why. I want to know which commissioner belongs to the Lake District. Which commissioner belongs to the Veterans Advisory Board? None. You don't have seriousness enough to do that. I appreciate the citizens stepping up in your absence, in government's absence, state, local, and city, of the mishandling of lake districts. The Thurston County, among other municipalities, need to address the pollution and stormwater that the noxious weeds that pollute the lake. Okay, not the Lake District. Okay, they should be accessing these programs to make sure that you clear them of the stormwater from polluting our lakes and the noxious weed from taking it over. It's not their, they don't get money for that. You do. Okay, and I don't understand why that you're being a municipality and you're permitted through the Department of Ecology for stormwater that you give them a $35 alibi for stormwater. That's a disgrace, okay? You need to handle stormwater and you need to handle the funding that belongs to that stormwater to take care of our lakes. Okay, Thurston County needs to address it, not the Lake District. There's no way to fix the lake unless the county can address it, which includes state. Okay, state, that's their lake. Why aren't they funding it all? There's no help. You wanted a full-timer from a 0.6, and now you need two FTEs for the Lake District. Have we done a manpower survey for that? Absolutely not. We just need more to do other things other than handle our lakes. The Constitution, bylaws, policies, and procedures, they cost a buttload of money from you guys to update those things. And I'm just wondering why they have to pay a buttload of money from their Lake District to update these things. They're under you, I'm sorry, okay? They can't scratch their whatever, okay, unless you approve it, okay? Ellen Swartz wrote an article about Janice Wall's new novel stating legal and illegal and right and wrong don't always line up. Sometimes the so-called law is nothing but the haves telling the have-nots to stay in their lane. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. And what we have is we have 3 RCWs that help us with that. That's RCW 9A 72.080. That one states that statement of what one doesn't know to be true. Okay, then we have a 42.20.040 that states false reports. And then we have 42.20.050 that states for public official making false certificates. When are you going to bring these people to accountability to do what they need to do to tell the truth to you?
Thank you, Mr. Ballard.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the boardroom that would like to provide public testimony?
Thank you, Commissioners. Gregory Moe. I live out northeast Thurston County. It's interesting that today is this week is public service, public works, just because just last night, I sent an email to the Public Works Department thanking them for, number one, cutting the grass on 46th Avenue Northeast. It gets cut maybe once a year, but they cut it. And also for sweeping my street, John Lewis Road. It's one of the shortest public roads in the county, but they came through and they swept it. And it looks very nice. All the pine cones and all the fir needles are gone. And I walk it every day and it's very nice. So I sent that to them. Anyways, how about a real estate moment? Currently, there are 390 active listings, active and contingent listings on the market. That's up about 60 or so from the last time I reported. Of those, 306 are single-family residences, 39 are condominiums, and 28 are manufactured homes on either their own land or in a park. There are 484 listings that are under contract and pending inspection or pending. In the last 7 days, there have been 91 new listings, which is almost twice what we had the last time I reported, 145 pending sales, 77 listings have been sold, closed, 37 price reductions, 6 price increases, and 6 canceled listings this past 7 days. Prices range from $22,000 to $25 million. Week over week trending, we got more active listings. We're getting into that time of the year for May and June are typically the highest activity. Commensurately more pending sales. And the market is robust, in my opinion. Average time on the market is roughly 5 to 7 days for a properly priced home that shows well to get an accepted offer, 5 to 7 days. We have less than 1 month's inventory. A balanced market is considered 4 to 6 months worth of inventory. If there were no new listings came on the market, it would take that long to sell what is currently on the market. So we're down to about a month these days. So that's it in a nutshell. Any questions? You know how to reach me. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the boardroom? Okay. We'll move on
So
to.
moving on to Zoom, we'll call your name based on the order that I have in my Zoom screen. First, I have Ms. Daphne Reeves. Would like to provide testimony this afternoon. She's a staff member, sorry, my apologies. Next, I have Ms. Darlene Atkins. Go ahead, you have 4 minutes. You would like to provide testimony.
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I submitted a public comment, short and sweet, for last week's meeting, and I don't think I got read. I reviewed the video, but that's okay. You had a long agenda, busy agenda. First of all, I just want to also echo these comments for public service. Thank you all for what you do. I'm ending an Army Reserve career, 20 plus years this year. And not everybody raises their hand and joins the military service. Not everybody will step up and run for public office. So I do very much appreciate the day in, the day out work that everybody's doing for the public good. We need you folks. One of the things that I'm suggesting, and I believe I'm going to take this more over to the Board of Health, but I just wanted to put it out here too. I'm on 2 different campaigns as I approach the end of my Army Reserve career to do more public good if I can contribute something of worth. And I'm making tours of the school boards. I won't talk about that here, but for the county, what I would like to see is a health and wellness event, not something like some kind of testing that, the state employees get at a health fair. Nope. There are health and wellness events that go on around the country in different cities, progressive cities that make and prioritize health and wellness in their communities. It's a free event, but we can find the funding to put these on. And I just want to say, I went up to Mukilteo yesterday for their inaugural event there in their community. It had a mental health theme too. It was just a wonderful event that partnered with a variety of their organizations. So they had the booths there, but they had keynote speakers, they had breakout sessions, all in that beautiful community center that they have there. Kind of a small event because it was their first one, but they put it together. They had their swag bags too, even. And it was just a great way for people kind of to get to know one another, the different partners, for people to come and feel that inclusion. I have to say it was very, very diverse in their speakers and the attendees. I just was very, very impressed with that. So right now I'm taking a knee, bad knees from the Masters of Public Administration program. But, I had thought about a capstone event in the way of a health and wellness project where I would do a lot of the legwork. And I would figure out that process of funding and who was going to be keynote speakers and where would we get them from to bring it to this town of Olympia that's so progressive, that really wants to help their community to thrive. I genuinely believe that. I think we have a lot of people here that want people to thrive and be resilient. So I want to be a part of that group and contribute to that endeavor.
25 seconds, ma'am.
Okay. So, yes, and just for an example, health and wellness, what would it look like? Well, we'd get a keynote speaker and then we'd have some breakout sessions. People would have like food plans and demonstrations. We'd have quite a bit on brain health. We got to get those brains healthy. So we're making good decisions and taking care of ourselves and our communities. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I believe that concludes public testimony.
Thank you. Okay. No one else?
That's it.
Okay. Next is county manager's update.
I don't have any specific updates for you this afternoon.
Any questions for the county manager?
No questions, thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to our consent agenda. There are 2 items on there. Is there a motion? Or would commissioners like to remove an item from the consent agenda?
No, we're
No?
good to go, I believe.
Okay, is there a motion?
I would move to approve consent items A and B.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any non-debatable motion? I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Edwards?
Aye.
Commissioner Metzger's excused. Commissioner Mejia?
Aye. Okay. Moving on to department items, starting with, from the Commissioner's Office, item 4A, cooperative purchasing contract to replace Thurston County's meeting management system. And County Manager?
Yeah, I will take this since the director of the board needs to record the vote. The county currently uses an agenda item summary system to generate the regular Board of County Commissioners meetings as well as the Board of Health meeting agendas. And that is called InfoPath. This software application, which helped us to populate a template, Microsoft did a final update on this piece of software back in 2016. So as you know, the IT software moves at a light speed, and really we have not been able to replace it. And we have been able to just do some patchwork with our awesome IT staff. So we began the process of assessing the replacement of the software back in 2019. We had to suspend it during the pandemic, and now with Jamie Carroll taking the lead, revisiting those initial thoughts, we started having those conversations in the latter part of 2022. We reached out the state to see any potential vendors to provide those services. And they interviewed 5 different vendors, of which one, called the Granicus, was determined to be the best fit to meet the needs of the county offices and departments, and it will meet to a great extent the needs of the public, not just now, and moving into the future. They will incorporate management of public meetings, as well as all the items the Board of County Commissioners consider on a daily basis. This process resulted on a one vendor again, which is the SHI International Corporation. We'd request the board to consider approving a contract for $220,055.69 for a total of 3-year period. The first year, this year, if the board approves it, which is $60,001.75, will be covered by the IT reserves that we currently have in place. So we did not ask for any additional budget authority from the board at this point. And the following years, years 2 and 3, will become part of the overall internal rates. You're well familiar with that. With that in mind, you have any questions for me or Jamie?
Questions, Commissioner Edwards?
This is the same item we discussed this morning.
Yeah, you reviewed this item on a couple of occasions.
So if any of the public wants to see more discussion on this, review our morning meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. No questions for me. I'm ready for a motion, sir, if you are.
I would move to approve the updated 2023-2024. Wait a minute.
No.
Just a minute now. I would move to approve the cooperative purchasing contract with SHI International Corporation for $220,055.69 over a 3-year period, and authorize the county manager to execute the contract and any amendments that don't exceed 10%.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
I guess I'll say that this program will have better access for the public, especially with documents and our agendas that we post online and all of that. It's going to give better access. Right now, our system is outdated and very funky and not very accessible for public members to really go in and look at documents. And so that's kind of what we were trying to to fix. And that was one of the big items on why we decided to move forward with this. So just really thankful to Jamie. I know this has been a long work in progress, and she has worked hard and really trying to see what would be the best fit for our needs. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Edwards?
Aye.
Commissioner Mentors, excuse Commissioner Mejia?
Aye. Item 4B, South Sound Military and Communities Partnership Memorandum of Agreement. And Jenica Machado, our Economic Development Manager, will report this item. Jenica?
Hi, good afternoon. Jenica Machado, Economic Development Manager. A quick overview, the South Sound Military and Community Partnership, or SSMCP, provides a framework of collaboration in the South Puget Sound region between local governments, military installations, state agencies, federal agencies, and community organizations. An updated Memorandum of Agreement, or MOA, has been drafted to reflect adjustments in membership and financial commitments from the 2017 MOA. Thurston County is part of the SSMCP steering committee and previously paid $6,500 annually. The updated MOA has increased the steering committee financial commitments to $8,500 annually. So I am here to request a motion on the 2023 to 2024 MOA update.
Thank you. Any questions, Commissioner Edwards?
No questions, thank you.
No questions for me. And I'm ready for a motion, sir, if you are.
I guess I got a little excited on this earlier because I'm an Army veteran myself, and we've got a great relationship with our military folks. And so I'm glad to be able to move to approve the updated 2023-2024 South Sound Military and Communities Partnership Memorandum of Agreement and authorize the county manager to execute the agreement.
Oh, second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
I'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Edwards?
Aye.
Commissioner Mentors, excuse Commissioner Mejia?
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to Public Health and Social Services, item 5A, approval of contract amendments for reallocation of PY 2020 CDBG funds. And Alex Pierce?
Hi, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Alex.
Alex Kirsch, the Affordable Housing Program Specialist for the Office of Housing and Homelessness Prevention. I'm here today to ask the Board of County Commissioners to approve contract amendments for the program year 2019 Community Development Block Grant to 90 Quarry House Project and the 2019 Community Development Block Grant Hospfields Improvement Project contracts. So we have $100,000 of unallocated funds from program year 2020, which was the City of Lacey funding year. After consulting with the City of Lacey, they determined that they do not have any projects that can spend down these unallocated funds quickly. So we have identified the Tenino Quarry House project as being able to spend $77,000 on project cost overages and further rehabilitation of the quarry house. And we've also identified the Hospfields Improvement Project can use $30,000 in funds to re-gravel their 3 parking lots. So we are just asking the board to approve these amendments so we can spend these funds quickly. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Questions, Commissioner Edwards?
I guess just to clarify this for the public, we get certain dollars in that come with time constraints. And this is one of them. And Lacey was not able to expend this on a project they had ready to go. So these are projects that have been ready to go, but we did not have funding for. So now we're going to transfer that over to pay for these projects and not have to worry about sending this money back. Is that kind of the bottom line here?
The bottom line. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you. I do not have any questions, but we did discuss this this morning as well as this past week if the public is interested. I'm ready for a motion
Okay.
if you are.
I would move to approve an amendment to the Community Development Block Grant Tenino Quarry House renovation contract to add $77,000 in funding, bringing the total contract value to $427,655. And amendment to the Community Development Block Grant Haas Fields Improvement Project contract to add $30,000 in funding, bringing the total contract value to $128,410.08, and authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to sign the amendments and any future amendments that do not change the amount by more than 10%.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
I'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Everett?
Aye.
Commissioner Menzer is excused. Commissioner Mejia?
Aye. Okay. Item 5B is approval of contract amendments for program management and direct client services related to the Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program. And Katie, will you be presenting this item?
Yeah, thanks, Commissioner. Katie Strozek, I'm the opioid response coordinator at Thurston County Public Health and Social Services. We're here today to request approval of 2 amendments. They're rolled into one item on the AIS, though. It's an amendment for contracts relating to program management and direct client services for the Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Program. These contracts are with Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Service Organization, as well as their direct service arm of Olympic Health and Recovery Services. We've been doing law enforcement assisted diversion in Thurston County since about 2020. The program didn't really get up and running until 2021, and we have contracted with Thurston Mason BHASO and OHRS since 2021 for this program. There's no change in the programming at all. This is simply to fix an expired contract and update the dates so that the amendment will run all the way through the current contract that we have with Washington State Healthcare Authority to receive funding for this project.
Thank you. Questions, Commissioner Edwards?
I don't have any questions per se, but for the public that's watching, they might want some clarification about what that really means. And what that means is for the last 2 or 3 years, we have been implementing a program trying to make sure that people that are in a bad situation with dependency issues, mainly, but it could be mental health as well. And we're trying to keep those folks out of our jail. And so what we end up doing is trying to have an intervention with law enforcement and other professionals that can come on scene and deal with the situation at hand that's not a real serious criminal incident. Might be a criminal matter involved that brought the attention to it. But what we're actually doing is intervening before this individual ends up in jail and then going through the criminal justice system. That really doesn't do anybody any good. The citizen that's got the problem doesn't do them any good. It doesn't do the taxpayers any good. So actually, we're expending dollars on the front end of a problem, trying to get that problem solved instead of a continual recidivism, vicious cycle, if you will. So it's money directed towards intervention and solving the problem ahead of time is the bottom line. Is that close enough?
On point, Commissioner.
Thank you.
This is not general fund.
No, no, we found money elsewhere. And I won't get into that, but because I'm always harping about the general fund. That's right.
Okay. Thank you, Katie. I think Commissioner Edwards covered it very well. So, or put out my comments very well. So I'm ready for a motion.
Okay. I would move to approve the contract amendments with the Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Administrative Services Organization for a maximum amount of $200,000 and the Olympic Health and Recovery Services for a maximum amount of $800,000 to provide program management and direct client services for the law enforcement assisted division. That's our lead program. And authorize the Director of Public Health and Social Services to execute the contracts and any amendments that do not change the value or duration by more than 10%. There you go. That's it.
I'll second.
Sorry for the pause there.
Oh, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No further discussion, thank you.
I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Edwards?
Aye.
Commissioner Menzer's excused. Commissioner Mejia?
Aye. Okay. We're at the end of our agenda. Item 6A, Commissioners will report on board work sessions and assigned committee meetings, providing updates on actions taken as well as upcoming issues. Commissioner Edwards, you wanna
Okay,
start?
yesterday actually it ended up being last night. I attended a military recruitment presentation at St. Martin's, and a lot of young folks that had signed up to go into the different branches of the service, and just recognizing those folks. And we had a couple of speakers down, both active and retired, from Fort Lewis and McCord, and the Navy from up at Bremerton, and just recognizing those young people as they move forward to serve their country. And we had a TCOM administration board last week, a fair board meeting, and Thurston Regional Planning. And no real hot issues on those committee meetings, but we did have quite a few constituent contacts referring to issues involving land use and water quality issues. That was it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I attended the enlistment dinner as well, and I also attended the jail resource team meeting, as well as a couple of canvassing board meetings last week having to do with the special election. I had a tour day, I call it my tour day, on Wednesday. In the morning, I went along with the SWAC. Our SWAC meeting got canceled, and we went to Pioneer up in Pierce County, and they do Thurston County's recycling basically, and saw how they run their operations, and it was just, it's always very insightful in how much trash we produce, and just everything that really goes into a recycling operation, how that works. And I also did a Medic One ride along, and again, very thankful to Ben, very thankful to the medics that bared with me for a couple of hours, and were kind enough to really educate me, and really teach me the ropes on their whole operations and the struggles that they're really facing. And I think I'll go a little bit more in depth at our Board of Health meeting. And then I also attended the intercity transit meeting, although I was a little late because I was outside of Providence waiting for a patient to be filled in before I could jump onto that. But I always do post my calendar online for anyone who would like to see kind of what I'm up to. It's on my Facebook page. We'll move on to item 6B. The county manager will review the Board of County Commissioners schedule for the week of May 9th, 2023.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me walk you through upcoming combined schedule where at least the commissioners will be present. You may have individual appointments on your individual calendars. Those will not be part of my report. Today, Tuesday, May 9th at 4:30 in the afternoon, you have your regular Board of Health meeting. Wednesday, May 10th, Thursday, May 11th, Friday, May 12th. We have listed on the master calendar the Washington State Association of County Board of Directors meeting, but I believe only Commissioner Mejia will be attending, so that will not be a quorum on that meeting. Moving on to next week, Monday, May 15th, You have your standing Washington State Association of Counties meeting at noon. 2 in the afternoon, you have an executive session related to the wireless code. And on Tuesday, May 16th, you will convene here in this room at 9:15 in the morning on your regular agenda setting. In the afternoon at 2 p.m., you have your regular Board of County Commissioners meeting. And at 5 p.m., you have a public hearing related to the code development related to the Shoreline Master Program update. And that's all I have for you.
Thank you. Any questions?
And we've got a Board of Health meeting at what time?
4:30 p.m.
4:30, okay.
Yes. So it is 2:55. We are adjourned. Thank you.